have to enjoy the waiting music. I like to play little, like, minute-long videos that I've made recently that I don't put online.
This says watching now 0, so...
Oh, 2 people. Come on, YouTube. We have a record number of 2 people watching, and you can't even record this. Just gonna wait a few minutes to see if any more people want to join. Probably not. It's a weeknight.
Since you're listening to music, probably. Yeah. Great. No.
Oh yeah, the mic's kind of far away from you.
Oh, okay.
Oh no. Yeah, you just...
Well, hello there.
There you go.
Is this better now? We'll find out in what.
You're gonna
5
have to
minutes.
project a lot. I want to get a 2 mics set up in here, but like it's so fucking difficult. Okay.
There's only room for 1 mic at the pilot seat.
Unfortunately. Okay, welcome back everybody to Raygun Readers. This is this month's stream. Hopefully we'll get another episode out this month as well. But for now, we just wanted to revisit Choice of Robots. Now, if you don't remember what happened, neither do we, because we haven't touched this in months. But I will do my best to recollect what we're doing. We were stealing cable out here, and then we got found out, so we can't watch our stories anymore. So now we gotta read them, which is dumb. Hate reading stories. Why would I ever do that?
Nothing like alien soap operas to pass the time in space.
They really are the best distraction. But for Choice of Robots, quick recap. We made a robot. We couldn't decide if we wanted it to be pretty or to be a destruction machine.
We ended up with a super autonomous robot. We've been teaching it video games, so it's probably going to kill everyone one day. More importantly, we married our college sweetheart, and he died in a factory explosion. Even though we told him not to go back into the building.
Told him not to go back in. He did anyway. He died.
So he deserved it, and we don't feel any guilt.
I feel lots of guilt and sadness, which is why I haven't played this in ages. But the last thing that happened is the governor of Alaska, who I'm guessing they're just lampooning, what's her name?
Sarah Palin?
Sarah Palin, who is now President Palin, basically said, oh, if you support me, I'll help you out or whatever, but you need to, like, pay me money. I was like, well, I don't have any money, and I don't want to support you. And so she's making life hard for me, and I'm pretty much bankrupt at this point. And we are now starting chapter 5.
What happened to the journalist? Wasn't somebody going to publish about how terrible we were?
The journalist did publish it, but it didn't really do much damage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, chapter 5, The War Machine. True to her word, President Irons begins a policy of heavy embargoes against Chinese goods, but at this point, Sino-American relations can hardly get any worse. It's kind of a moot point. President Irons makes demands that China reverse its embargoes on rare earths, or the United States will be forced to contemplate all policy options at its disposal, including military force if necessary. It is in this delicate situation that on April 10th, 2026, the Chinese Prime Minister is assassinated by an unemployed American during a parade in San Francisco. The Prime Minister is replaced by a younger party official who is eager to show that China is unafraid of the United States. China attacks several islands in the South China Sea that it has long disputed with its neighbors, and President Irons, unwilling to show weakness, responds with a drone attack on bases on the Chinese mainland. The robot war had begun.
This sounds like it's going to be a really funny story.
We're all gonna die. Achievement, resilient. Something, something, something.
We survived the robot war, or we started the robot war. Therefore,
Congratulations, you started the robot war.
you're resilient. You survived into the next period of human evolution.
3 months into the war, the Chinese have captured many islands in the South China Sea that they had long contested with their neighbors. The press speculate that besides the island's military importance, the move sends a signal to the neighboring countries that the United States is weak. The United Nations also doesn't do anything, but that surprises nobody. Autonomous drones equipped with cruise missiles sink 2 American carriers in the exchange. Damn, this is heavy. Your business is doing well. As businesses directly supplying the war effort ramp up, they need labor, and that means they buy your robots, plus do the wealth.
Wow.
Woo! Back
So wait,
in the red. I mean the black. Black. I didn't mean red. The black.
Are we selling to the U.S. or to China? Because are we selling to both?
Pretty sure we're selling to the U.S., but I'll sell to both. I don't even care. My husband's dead. Yeah, lots of money, Lion. You receive an email invitation from Major Juliet Rogers. Okay, so I remember her.
Whoa, there's also another important question here. If we're selling to the U.S., is the dollar doing well, or are we selling to China as the
It's
Chinese? Oh, what is Chinese money? Yen. Is the yen doing well?
That would be Japanese.
Wait, really?
Yes. Oh. Ooh, boy.
Because we want the strength of whatever wealth we get.
Well, so this presents an interesting question. In the wartime effort, if you're like a United States company, you're probably selling just to the United States. If you're like a neutral country or one outside of the 2 warring powers, you can probably sell to both. We would be in a lot of treasonous trouble if we sold to China.
Not if they didn't find out.
Yeah, I'm not about to risk that.
Well, Tony Stark didn't get in trouble when they found his weapon.
Tony Stark. You Marvel fanboy.
No, okay, never mind.
Okay, you receive an email invitation from Major Juliet Rogers, an acquisitions officer in the Air Force, to come to a federally funded research lab to discuss business.
I guess it's the U.S. then.
You are allowed to bring 1 guest. So Juliet Rogers was one of our early choices to be like, oh, what path do you want to go down? Like straight military or develop stuff at the USC lab, at Berkeley's lab?
I guess we're going back to this then.
Well, I mean, it's cool that she's coming back, actually. That's a nice touch. You're allowed to bring 1 guest.
So, Tammy was the crazy lady.
Tammy was the crazy one that we hired because it was better to keep tabs on her than let her just be insane.
Okay, who's Ellie and Mark?
Ellie is our old friend from college.
Okay.
I forget who Mark is. And we could
very important.
We could bring Patent Pending.
I would not bring Patent Pending. We can't let him. He needs to stay in his robot britches. It can't get too much bigger.
Decline the invitation. Patent Pending should not think I respect the military. Decline the invitation. The opportunities for U.S. robots are at home during wartime. Okay, interesting. Josh. His name was Josh. Oh.
Yes.
I thought it was Jeff. Good thing it wasn't Jeff. I would have sounded like an idiot.
We love Jeff so much. All right, Josh.
I love you, Jeff. I mean, I think we're in wartime.
We better not invite Tammy. That would be weird.
Oh yeah, no, she's a loose cannon.
So if we're gonna go, we can invite Ellie or Mark.
I don't remember who Mark is, so I'm gonna say Ellie.
Okay.
If we lose her as a friend, whatever. She's not really been around to begin with. I think we need to go. I think we're gonna have to play this game because it's wartime. We don't have a lot of options to just not be invested in this, I think.
No, we're not doing that. That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, I'm sorry, AJ. I don't know what to tell you. YouTube does not care about small channels. That's not a me thinking I'm never gonna get famous thing. That is just they don't favor content that's, like this. It's just, well, we're streaming. You think they would like this crap, but whatever. But thank you for ringing that bell, and to everyone else, I suggest you try it anyway, just so you get some notifications. Who knows if it'll actually do anything.
Remember to break your mouse pressing the like button a whole hell of a lot or something.
I want you to bend over that like button. Have your way with it. Okay. Consensually, of course. All right, so let's put this to a vote. I'm thinking we just bring Ellie. What does everyone else think?
Fine. Yes.
Do you think Ellie or do you think Mark?
I mean, we could do patent pending too.
I don't
think it's a good idea, but
are
they gonna sabotage us?
We can bring them. We can bring patent pending like to the follow-up meeting. We don't have to bring them now. We got 1 vote for patent pending from Lion.
Well, we got 1 vote for Tammy from Slime Beast. Although I can't tell if he's serious.
Hook her up with Juliet. Because then there'll be a thing, and then it'll be like a conflict of interest, and I'll have to fire Tammy, and then she's probably gonna go insane because she's insane. I don't know what's going on. Bring the robot. Fuck. All right. Well.
Oh no, that's a terrible idea.
Here we go. You think patent pending will learn something from the excursion by observing how a professional military is run, plus to the military.
No, okay, well.
A missile several stories tall and flanked by equally large American flags dominates the lobby of the Berkeley Federal Research Center. I wonder if that's a real place. A small plaque at its base explains that it was developed at the lab for ballistic missile defense, meaning it would be used only to shoot down other missiles. An African-American woman in an airman's uniform catches your eye from...
What?
Huh?
Huh? No.
Huh?
What were you talking about?
What were you talking about? An African-American woman in an airman's uniform catches your eye from beyond the turnstiles labeled "Cleared Personnel Only." She allows a man in a pinstripe suit to swipe his badge and pass the turnstile himself. You sense that this is out of a sense of politeness and not deference. There is a steady purposefulness to her step as she crosses the lobby. "Pleased to meet you," she says, offering her hand. "I'm Major Juliet Rogers of Air Force Acquisitions. I know your advisor, Professor Ziegler." "Professor Ziegler is here?" you ask, surprised. "You're just in time for the demonstration," Major Rogers says. Right this way.
Oh no, because I remember Professor Ziegler was a dick.
Yeah.
Wasn't he? He was terrible.
Yeah, because we were like better than him, and then he tried to like steal our shit.
They invited us here for not because of us, but because of Professor Ziegler?
No, they invited us here because we have a really good robots factory.
Okay.
Ziegler is just a good, like, the leading in this field, so they want everyone who can help. Or time, effort. Major Rogers guides you, and patent pending, to an auditorium where the audience is a mix of the buttoned-down shirt crowd, the engineers, you think, and men and women wearing camo uniforms. It is indeed Professor Ziegler giving the keynote, standing at a podium flanked by American flags. His PowerPoint presentation currently shows a soldier's hand shaking a robot hand. For a long time, robot autonomy on the battlefield was extremely... I think I had a southern accent for this guy. "Even as the use of drones increased," Professor Ziegler says, "larger and larger teams of warfighters were pulled away from their duties to fully control these drones. Only now is a fully autonomous robotic warfighter possible. I present to you patent pending 5. Oh, you fucker!
Yeah,
you did steal it!
Yeah.
Oh!
It's a good thing you brought patent pending.
I'm gonna blow this whole place up.
Oh man, it's a really good thing you brought the robot.
You're somewhat horrified to see a copy of patent pending roll onto the stage to the applause of the crowd. It's not even a recent copy. Patent pending 5 is exactly as patent pending was when you got kicked out of grad school. Some of the audience members near you do double takes as they look back and forth between patent pending and patent pending 5. Patent pending gives you an uneasy look, clearly afraid you're going to make a scene. Yeah, no, he's right about that. Major Rogers also appears to be studying your expression.
Okay, so we could declare Professor Ziegler a fraud.
Yes.
Ask a pointed question. Ooh. I kind of like the second one, or stay silent.
Ask a pointed question about the current state of the art that implies Ziegler does not know what the hell he's doing.
I like that one.
I
like that one a lot.
I think this is the military, though. I think we need a direct approach. Although...
I don't think... Yeah, no, I middle option?
Okay, options 1 or 3, whatever people want. Juliet likes politeness. Who cares what Juliet likes? Rock'em Sock'em patent pendings.
I have them fight it out on stage, and the winner gets the government contract.
See, I would, but he's our only copy, so...
So, yeah, but ours is clearly superior.
We don't know.
He has +2... He just got 2 pluses in the military.
Maybe the other one's rigged with explosives. Yeah, why can't we... Why isn't there an option to make the robots fight?
I'm confused by ask what the hell he is doing, because okay. Yeah, no, okay, so the middle one. Yeah, let's do the middle one.
Alright. You wait for your moment. When Ziegler begins describing the technical details of how Patent Pending 5 crawls, you raise your hand. Ah, my old student Eggman, Professor Ziegler says. You're about 5 years late for class. The audience chuckles at this. Well, that was Hyper's idea. You press on. Wasn't the kind of PID controller you're describing basically going out of style already 5 years ago? Wouldn't a more natural, energy-minimizing motion in the style of human motion both look better and be more efficient? Though you're quite certain the correct answer is yes, I'm a fool who hasn't really read a scientific paper with attention in years, Professor Ziegler is unfortunately very used to academic combat. Told you. I think you'll find that in this particular situation, the PID controller is superior, he says coolly. C. King 2010, Bennett 1986, and Yang 2015. No, it doesn't. When you're about to object that it is a non sequitur to cite old papers in response to an accusation that his work is out of date, he preempts you with, and I'll take further questions about this offline.
Ooh.
Okay. The audience is looking at you like you're the crazy one. You realize that they have really no way of judging the scientific merit of what the two of you are saying. They're just trying to read the story being played out, which looks to them like crazy person in the audience won't shut up.
With a better robot sitting next to him.
Frustrated, you sit out the rest of the talk, having achieved little besides annoying Professor Ziegler. I told you. Yeah, me too.
No, that's, yeah.
Yeah.
He's up and he's talking about... So stupid.
This does feel like a very... It's like the Slime Beast is right. This feels like we didn't get the option to be like, hey, you have an outdated mode of motion controls for your robot, whereas mine, see right here, has better. And then compare. Maybe we'll get a chance. That does seem like a writing shortfall. When the talk adjourns, Major Rogers pulls you and Patent Pending aside into a small conference room with an elaborate lock. Okay. With practiced ease, she hits a small button as she closes the door, and the room is bathed in green lights, a signal that that what you're about to say each other should be unclassified. Patent Pending crawls under the massive conference table to explore. Eggman Senpai, I found 27 cents in a post-it that says "Rockin' password." Only the O's are zeros. Major Rogers pointedly ignores Patent Pending. Oh. Sakura says, I figured at least bringing the robot would result in a robot doing something horrible.
Let's find out.
That was kind of my assumption, too.
It's not over yet.
Achievement learned. Rockin'. Learn the password.
Ooh, oh, yeah.
You can see the predicament we're in,
that.
Major Rogers says. It's apparent to me, anyway, that the robots are about to deploy on the battlefield that use Professor Ziegler's technology are inferior to your own robots. While somehow... probably through cyber espionage, the Chinese has stolen your designs and are using that technology against us. Oh, excuse me. So I'm begging you to help us. Ooh, begging! The military is begging us.
This is a good
We
situation.
have a leverage, Major Rogers says. This war is only just beginning. I will command a great and terrible army. Now, I argued against adopting Professor Ziegler's robots, but he plays the salesman better than I play the prosecutor. My superiors say that unless I have a viable alternative, sending robots into battle is always politically preferable to sending real people, and will send his robots. And if we do, Major Rogers shakes her head, I don't think it will go well for us. You exchange a glance with Patent Pending, who shrugs, conceding Major Rogers' point. Put in a bid on the next contract for autonomous warfighters, she says. That's all. Your robots are already powerful enough to win the war. Okay. Question time. What's the catch? Aren't you being awfully trusting? What if I betray you? Or, no way. That is not something I want to be involved in.
I want to know what the catch is.
Yeah, I want to know what the catch is as well.
Also, Lion brings up a good point. That maybe we didn't have enough points to argue with him academically in front of a room full of people.
We kind of like played the reclusive genius in this a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's a good point, Lion. Second and third are way too confrontational.
Okay, so let's go with the first one then.
Agreed. We don't want to overplay our hand. So what's the catch?
Yeah, let's...
You'll also need to get clearance, she says, but don't worry. They're expediting it for top scientists because of the war. It shouldn't take long at all. I am ready, Eggman Senpai. Patent Pending. Says Patent Pending. Let me prove myself. You ain't going anywhere. You're the prototype. Major Rogers awaits your answer. We accept... We'll help the war effort, but in non-violent ways. Fuck that. This has been interesting, but I prefer not to get involved in military. Sorry. I'm going to override everybody. I'm just going to say we're going to do this to advance the story.
Okay.
If we don't, China's going to fucking invade or something. We have to do something.
Alright, well, okay. I mean, we're being good American citizens here.
Make sure to help the war effort. Buy bonds. Major Rogers smiles. Good, I'm glad you think that what we're doing is important. I'll tell them you'll be applying for TS directly. Top secret? Yes?
They'll give us Alaska at the end of the war. It'll be great.
We do have to conquer Alaska. My super didn't help and the US super lost. Blah blah blah. Oh yes, it is top secret. We'll be applying for top secret directly instead of applying for secret first. It'll save you time later. Are you going to be a hero, Eggman Senpai? Asks as you leave. Hero is a polite term for the killer who wins, you tell, patent pending. But I do intend to win. That's a it's almost a Worf-ism.
You're becoming like super power hungry.
Worf, would you consider yourself a hero? Hero is a polite term for the killer who wins, but I do intend to win. Kapla! You announced to the company that US robots will begin supplying robots to the military. A few days after that, Tammy tries to resign. That makes sense.
Yeah, because
that makes sense.
Yeah, we didn't really think about Tammy.
Whatever. You know how I feel about this, she says, offering you a letter of resignation with a trembling hand. Mark my words, they won't tell you the whole truth no matter what your clearance. Even at TS, it's always TS SCI, top secret secure compartmented information. I won't go back to going crazy and wondering what my work is being used for. Killing people. That's what it's being used for. This is actually pretty cut and dry.
Okay. So.
Why don't you work on our factory labor robots? They're relatively inoffensive. Don't be self-destructive. Stay. You'll solve nothing by running away except losing what little human contact you had left. That's a bit personal.
I don't think that's gonna work.
I want you to leave on good terms. I'll set up a nice severance package for you. Very well. Goodbye.
I kind of like the first one.
Do we want to try to keep her?
Do we want to try and keep Crazy Tammy?
I kind of want to do.
You kind of want to do?
I kind of want to keep her, and then if she's obstinate, then we'll say, okay, fine, here's a nice severance package.
Any opinions rendered by anyone?
Yeah, okay. How should we approach Tammy's resignation letter?
What was she doing? She was like,
Ooh, she'll sabotage. Ooh, that's a good point. Because we're gonna do what she doesn't want.
We gotta keep our enemies close. But do we want to give her a nice severance package then?
Yeah, let's give her a good severance package.
I think she probably would just give us points in what she works on because she's smart.
I mean, if she works on it.
Okay. All right. Let's get rid of Tammy.
It was pulling teeth just to get her to join in the first place, but now it's gonna be impossible.
Yeah,
okay.
All right.
Tammy looks stricken. You know she needs the money, but she clearly doesn't like the idea of accepting your charity. The severance package isn't charity. It's a severance package. Thank you, she mutters, and she walks out without another word. You hope that she doesn't come back to bite the hand that feeds her. Will you bite the hand that feeds you? -1 to wealth. You soon receive an email from Major Rogers instructing you to fill out an online form to obtain a security clearance. The web form appears quite extensive and contains many rather personal questions.
Okay.
This is a waste of my time. Patent pending, fill out this form for me, please.
No, we're not doing that.
This is a waste of my time. I'm going to call Major Roger. I'm just going to fill out the form. Fuck it. Whatever. Who cares? You continue to fill out the form. The form asks you to detail every place you've ever lived, every place you've ever worked, and every time you traveled outside the country. That's fine.
For government clearance. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, we went to see Mr. Sun. Yeah, before the war started. And if this gets us if this forces us out of it, I don't care. Whatever.
Who's Mr. Sun again?
He was the manufacturer, the vendor in China that we wanted to sell through. That fell through.
Oh, okay. And that is going to be a thing because now China's our enemy.
Yeah, which again, it was like, well, everyone does business with China. Now we're at war, so it's different.
Yeah, but the story is going to make it a thing.
If it forces us out, whatever, then we don't go. Then we don't help the war effort. We'll do something else.
Okay.
The next question asks whether or not...
Back?
Maybe. You truthfully mention your unsettling visit with Mr. Sun in Shanghai. The next question asks whether or not you know or have known anyone who advocates the overthrow of the United States government. Mark, the reporter from the Chronicle, seemed anti-government, but you're not sure how deep that sentiment runs. Let's sell out that dickhole Mark.
Wait, really?
Hell yes.
That's messed up.
I don't care. He was an asshole. You're pretty sure Mark hates the government, so you list him. The form didn't ask you to list all the foreign nationals with whom you
Mark
have.
Mark is a communist. Just saying.
I mean, I don't want to say that he hates America, but he was pissing on the Statue of Liberty the other day. With whom you have a close and continuing relationship and their nationalities. You gather that a foreign national is someone who is not a citizen. Yeah, I know what one is. Thank you. Call Mark the reporter to find out.
You want to see those? A foreign national is someone who is not a citizen of the United States.
Oh my god. Call Mark to the reporter to find out whether he's a U.S. citizen. State that I know no foreign nationals. Whatever. I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, that's too much effort.
You state that you know no foreign nationals and finish the form. You submit the form, and your prevailing emotion is anxiety for Mark. Fuck Mark. Grim satisfaction that Mark may get what's coming to him. Fuck Mark. Disquiet. This question seems unreasonably paranoid. Fear there are apparently more spies and anarchists in the world than I thought. Relief that these stupid questions are done. Yep. You'd think wartime would be exciting. When do we get to shoot stuff? Major Rogers informs you that the next stage of the application process for top secret clearance is a polygraph test.
It takes like 6 months to get clearance, and what makes you
top
think
secret would take like longer?
Yeah, they're just gonna give it to you overnight.
Having been entirely truthful in your application, you see no reason not to give the same answers in the polygraph test you pass. Fuck yeah! Oh. In a few weeks' time, an email tells you that you are awarded a top secret clearance. You scan the restrictions. Apparently, you can no longer publish anything about your area of expertise, whatever, wartime.
Oh, good.
Nor leave the country. Wouldn't want to anyway, without first asking for the government's permission. That is the sort of opposite of the James Bond lifestyle you'd imagine, but in practice, you've never been one to get out much, so perhaps this is all right.
That would be pretty great. Every time Mr. Bond goes to France, he has to go to Elle and ask her first.
M, please, I want to go get ice cream. I want gelato from Italy. Gain top secret clearance achievement, yay. You attend a classified briefing at the same laboratory where you met with Major Rogers before, where some Air Force intelligence officers share with you and a room full of other invited engineers what they know about the Chinese robots. To be honest, you expected something a little sexier than these highly detailed technical specs, but they should help your own robots exploit the other robots' weaknesses. Plus 4 to military. Alright, bye, Lion. Thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Many attendees leave, and a further session details the current weakness in the drones currently employed by the government. Unfortunately, this information is practically worthless to you since you plan on supplying better robots anyway. But you suppose it will be marginally useful to know what existing technology you can build on, plus 1 to military. Meanwhile, the speakers caution that now that you know these facts, you will be a target for enemy intelligence efforts. On the whole, the government's secrets appear to be like the secrets of family members, more a burden than a privilege. Alright, enough of the boring stuff, says the speaker, a man in an airman's uniform who you think was introduced as a colonel.
I have a surprise for you.
Ooh. The speaker starts a video that appears to be a drone's view of a scrubby countryside. You estimate from the latitude and longitude readout in the corner that this is probably the southeastern part of China. There's a targeting reticule in the center of the drone's field of vision. This is a live video freed from a drone on a capture or kill mission, the colonel narrates. We still call it that, even though it's never captured, because hey, when was it ever capture? You make a mental note that the military's capture or kill directives appear to be really just lip service, even for their human soldiers. And your robots will not be expected to really capture. This should let your robots focus more on pure firepower, which you suppose is very logical.
We're gonna end up fighting our own robots.
Plus 3 military, okay.
This is
Damn.
Too military.
The video comes upon a small house near a river. 5 men run out as the drone approaches, and the targeting reticule begins to swerve and track the men. They scatter, and the reticule follows one in particular. Shi Chao, high-ranking party member and military hawk, out taking some R&R, the colonel narrates, but little does he know he's about to be R.I.P. Ha 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 ha. There's a polite chuckle from the audience. What do you do as you watch the targeting reticule close in upon this man?
Oh my god.
Can't look, watch with interest, walk out.
What kind of person are we?
I mean, we're kind of in this. It's horrific, but this is war, and we're here to do a job. So, if we just...
Can we stomach this?
If we close our eyes to this, can we really, like, convince ourselves of our conviction when we're making these robots and it's happening every day without us seeing it? It seems kind of cowardly. I'm saying from the character's perspective. I would never be like, yeah, take my shit and blow people up with it. So switch to May. Military should switch to May.
What happens when they unfreeze, though?
You shoot him with an icicle. Duh. I'm gonna watch.
Oh, okay.
You watch as a stubbly bomb enters the camera's view, and pay close attention to how steady the targeting reticule is during the bomb's descent. The natural rattle of the drone makes it so much shaky, and you come up with plausible hypotheses for how to stabilize it. Grace and military. The bomb detonates on contact with the man, and you find yourself strangely fascinated with the way his parts fly in all directions, each bloody arc a proof of Newton's laws. Okay. The speaker concludes with a bullet-pointed slide labeled Conclusions, and the audience claps. They clapped because they liked it. And it is once again like any number of talks you saw in graduate school.
That's weird.
That's macabre. With your new clearance, you find that you are able to get your company involved in much more lucrative contracts, +5 to wealth. So fucking rich. You're also able to design robots that fit much better with the military's needs and culture. +5 to military.
When are we gonna start robot wars in Mars then? We're getting all this wealth.
Well, when we find out that the Red Army has fled to Red Mars. When your salespeople start saying better situational awareness instead of better world models, and red team instead of enemy, suddenly they find that they're much more on the same page as their clients. What will your new war robots be like? Alright, people.
Okay, this is an important decision here.
They will be extremely intelligent missiles. They will be giant mecha, anime style, but without the 14-year-old pilots.
We're gonna remake Pacific Rim here.
They will look identical to humans, able to replace them entirely in the battlefield. They will be large humanoids, able to transform into vehicles. I'm not making Transformers.
Or
Well,
Power Rangers.
Well, okay. Voting time. Look at them. Selections. Make your selection.
I am for giant mech. We need mech.
I kind of want mecha. We'll make a better movie than Pacific Rim. Normal humanoids freak out the enemy. Yeah, but
then when our robots turn against us, we won't even be able to tell which ones are robots.
yeah. I'm not looking to recreate.
We don't want to recreate Terminator. We want to recreate Pacific Rim.
And we don't want to recreate
Specifically Pacific Rim.
Blade Runner either. The ones that won't be good for Rising Against You. Yeah, I think giant mecha. You can shoot down giant mecha pretty far away, but they make great shock troopers. I'd create Blade Runner. I mean, I love it, but I'm not about to be on the receiving end. The actual mechanics of giant robots are somewhat frustrating. Anime never had to deal with the laws of physics. The mechanics of human motion turn out to not scale up. You need a huge acceleration to get a swinging arm or leg within 10 meters of a normal amount of time for a human stride, followed by an equally strong deceleration. Weight, moreover, increases the cube of the size of a thing when you scale up, so each limb literally weighs a ton despite your best efforts to streamline their design. Nevertheless, your experience making lightweight, graceful robots pays off here. Fuck yes. You succeed in making robots as tall as buildings that punch, kick, grab, run,
but are as graceful as ballerinas.
Have titty physics, all without letting on that what they're doing is damn near impossible. The first time one of your giant robots walks into the battlefield near Shenzhen, a huge cheer goes up from the troops. More than being a mere fighting presence, your giant robot inspires people. +3 to military, +2 to grace.
We got the coolest giant robots.
Okay, we're switching seats because you get to read now because my throat hurts.
Oh, okay. Where am I?
Change places. You are
footage. I'm at the foot.
Footage.
You have to help me make decisions, though.
Right back.
No.
I need a drink.
Oh. Okay. All right. Where were we? Footage of one of your robots crushing a tank in its hands goes viral on the internet, and people begin to wear t-shirts and hoodies with images of your colossi. Your company becomes a symbol for American success on and off the battlefield. +2 to fame, +2 to wealth. Damn. A year into the war, China attacks Taiwan. Your robots are key to beating back the assault. Drones with your AI technology shoot down the missiles from the mainland before they can reach the American carriers, allowing reinforcements to come protect the island. Submersible versions of your robots sink the Chinese transports before they can reach land, sending the robots they carry to the bottom of the ocean. You wonder how long they will last down there. If they have nuclear power, possibly a very long time indeed. Because it wants Taiwan. Taiwan is safe for now. We saved Taiwan, I think.
Yay!
A few days later, after the battle for Taiwan, Tammy shows up at your doorstep.
Oh, good.
You didn't know she knew your address. She beckons you to follow and leads you to a leafy hedge in the shadow of the neighbor's house, and then crouches awkwardly, scanning the sky. Because she's Tammy.
What's crazy?
What's this about, you ask? I need your help, Tammy says. I heard from some old friends who worked at my lab that people are getting put in concentration camps just because some algorithm says they have a high probability of being disloyal. Tammy clutches your arm. Don't let them disappear me. What do you want me to do exactly? You ask uneasily. I need to just alter my entry in the database. So I look clean, Tammy says. I still know how to get on the network. They just changed the password. If you're willing to let me use one or two of your company's robots, I can make look like a Chinese hacking attempt. So are we going to help Tammy or not?
Well, if we make it look like a hacking attempt, won't that also erode their confidence in us?
Well, I mean, we have top secret security clearance.
So if they could get through that, we're in trouble.
Yeah, this is a tough one here. Blech.
Well, I'm not turning her ass in. I'm no snitch.
She could be lying. She could be trying to steal robots from us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with forget. I'm not gonna help her, but I'm not gonna hurt her.
We need somebody to blame for this decision.
She's testing your loyalties. Yeah, she is. You're right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, she doesn't trust the government to begin with. I mean, she could be. Maybe she's a government spy.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna say
anything is possible.
And we did just get told, and now that we have top secret information, that we're gonna be the target of intelligence.
This decision is above my pay grade.
I'm gonna go with the middle.
The middle one.
The second one.
Okay. All right.
I'm gonna forget this conversation.
What happens next is up to you. Tammy frowns. You really don't like me at all, do you? Without waiting for an answer, Tammy scurries away through the bushes like a weasel avoiding the sights of eagles and is gone.
Tammy, it's not that we don't like you. It's that you're batshit crazy. Stop acting crazy.
I mean, I'm curious to know what would happen if we did help her, though.
Well, that's the appeal of this game.
I guess we gotta play again.
Guess we'll play again.
Gotta go back and read all the pages of your Choose Your Own Adventure story.
Ooh.
Some days after that, you have a visitor at your apartment, a man in a suit who shows you an FBI badge. Sorry to bother you. I'd like to ask you some questions about your friend Ellie.
Ah, hell.
Patent Pending crawls up beside you. What's going on, Eggman-senpai? Are you aware that Ellie is a Chinese citizen? Asked the man in the suit. I'm gonna go with the first one.
Yeah, let's play dumb.
So we said, no, Ellie is an American citizen. The agents already small lips tighten. That is an awkward sentence. It's not just me, right? Are you prepared to swear to that? Perjury in this matter is a federal offense. He seems overeager.
Perjury in everything is an offense. Whatever. Okay, so
I suppose I'm not, but
I mean that's
Ellie.
Perjury is always under to your best knowledge.
Ellie
I swear this is what I know.
Is our friend from childhood, I thought.
Yeah, so I don't remember anything in the story that would imply that we would be lying.
Yeah.
And it wasn't brought up during the clearance test. So swearing to it's like, to the best of my knowledge, I swear this is what I think. It's not, I know for sure. So
yeah, I mean,
I think if we get fucked on this, it's kind of unfair. I say we just say yes.
Okay, I think we know Ellie well enough that the agent smiles tightly as if you somehow played into his hands. Has Ellie ever asked you about or shown an interest in the technical details of the robots you create? The agent asks.
I want to say she's never really asked us about it. Maybe once.
No.
It's either 2 or 3, but I honestly don't remember her asking that much.
I don't think she really asked.
I think it was once in grad school.
Yeah, I think once in grad school.
Yeah.
Because she hasn't asked us recently.
No.
The agent looks disappointed. Apparently he'd hope you'd admit to more. What is this about, you finally ask, losing your patience. It is illegal to export certain technologies by sharing them with foreign nationals, the agent says. As a supplier to the United States military, your technology falls into this category. But I didn't share any information with her. I see, the agent says. He gets out his phone, a clunky black thing that looks government issued. Patent pending crawls up to the agent.
It's a BlackBerry.
Curious about the phone, but the agent pointedly ignores it. I suppose that's plausible, he says, examining something on the phone. Very well. Let me know if she does anything suspicious.
Boom, deflected.
The agent turns to leave. Okay, I have a question for you first. Are you good guys or just some guys? Text Ellie telling her the feds are after her.
No, they're tracking our phone. You know that.
Are they? Well, I mean, yeah.
Well, attack the agent. Are you insane?
I think there's a
Let's let him go about his business. I'm not...
What if he's a Chinese foreign national? Anything's possible.
Anything's possible. We're doing number 4.
Ellie could be how China got the info.
It's possible,
that's possible.
But like, we've had so little contact with her that it is possible. But like, I'm not gonna. Whatever. It already happened. We haven't had much contact with her since then. So.
But we have our patent pending, so it's K.
It's K. Okay, number 4.
Number 4?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You sure?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Okay, fine. You allow the agent to leave.
You may go.
A Chinese hood friend. A little while later, curious about what actually happened to Ellie, you give her a call. But you only get a message saying the number has been disconnected. You hear rumors of some Asian Americans being disappeared to concentration camps, and you wonder whether that was Ellie's fate.
Okay,
that's kind of messed
we would have learned from World War II.
So maybe we should have helped Tammy then. That's kind of awful.
Well, okay, number 1, Tammy's not Asian American.
Well, no, but she was right about people being sent to concentration camps. Or at least rumored to be right.
Now, I'm not saying that there is no possibility that America would become stupid, jingoistic, and bring back concentration camps for foreign nationals. I just don't think it would happen in this scenario.
I think it's happening. I think that's what they're saying.
You know, I'm just saying I don't think this should be in the story. It feels a little bit impossible.
So are we going to go Red Dawn with robots on the own government's...
No, we're going to go hunt for Red October with robots. We're going to find Sean Connery.
Next, U.S. robots. U.S. robots does very well supplying the military with robots, and you reap some of the profit. Hey, did they ever say what happened to Professor Ziegler? Because we bought out the contract. Is he like sleeping under a bridge?
I
hope
so.
He is.
Fuck that guy.
It's doing well enough that you could develop some robots on the side that are not necessarily desired for military clients.
Oh, whoa, hold up.
What's up?
AJ says, fun fact, my 2 times great-grand-uncle owns one of the U.S. concentration camp buildings they made out of metal. Whoa.
They're made of metal. Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's fascinating. Dang. That's heavy.
The robots.
Robots.
What kind? It's well enough. Okay. So we could make non-military robots. What kind of robots will you develop while the war rages? We could make companion bots.
Yes.
Or we could improve worker bots. That sounds boring. Better medical robots. I think that could help. That's like
that
the
feels
logical
like the
choice.
obvious answer, yeah.
But like
robot mates.
we're not gonna make love bots. I wanna. That's my,
I just
my
said
vote is for
we're
the
not
first
gonna
one.
remake Blade Runner, damn it.
Okay, my vote is for the first one. We have 1 vote for robot maids and 1 vote for medical robots.
You're gonna want some reconstruction money after the war. Good point.
We have
Well,
tons
I mean,
of money.
so-
We have so much money.
We're like all money. That's like what we have the most points in.
We've become what
Actually,
I
I
despise,
think
which
we
is
can
war
we
profiteering.
can show the stats. Humanity 32%.
That's what our robot's at.
Yeah, but
Keep going. World
where's-
power. Whoa, go up. The world power balance. That's so close. Holy shit, we're not doing well. Like we're winning, but just barely.
Yeah. But where's our wealth? This is
There. Right, stop. No. Where's wealth? Go up.
Oh, it's right there. 12. Quite wealthy. We are quite wealthy.
Here's 20.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a bad relationship with Ziegler, but that goes without saying.
Fuck that guy.
So I think love and war are very profitable commodities. So yeah, we have one vote for everything.
I mean, do we want to kind of make a conscious effort to offset some of the bombing runs and stuff? Like I love the idea of companion bots, but maybe they'll help. Well, they'll both help the war effort. I don't know. What's the votes at right now?
Nobody's saying anything.
No one's saying anything?
Okay, we have another vote for companion bots.
Okay.
2 votes for companion bots.
Alright.
Okay, you focus the effort on making companion bots for people whose loved ones are overseas fighting the war. Did you want to make your robots anatomically correct?
What would be the point otherwise?
So I'm gonna go with yes.
I don't want to encourage their inappropriate use. What the fuck else would they be used for?
So you see no reason not to provide the full ensemble of features that a human partner would provide.
Make that butthole tight.
Though your robots are painfully beautiful, they do not show much of the warmth that people would associate with real human relationships.
We're not trying to make a real human relationship. We're trying to make a sex bot.
They are not hugely lucrative as a result.
Fuck. Well, still got +2 to wealth though.
Of course, your robots are provably better engineered for sex than the human body itself, but for some reason you can't seem to effectively market this fact. As a result, people tend to treat your robots as an elaborate all-in-one appliances, which at their price limits their audience to tech geeks who must have everything. And weird never mind. Your robots become one of those absurdly expensive tech fetish products reviewed in Wired.
God damn it.
As you are inspecting a line of your companion bots in your factory warehouse, all asleep in the plastic boxes like oversized dolls, you come upon a robot whose appearance is striking. All asleep in plastic... Oh.
Whoops.
You are reminded of the myth of Pygmalion, who fell in love with the statue he crafted.
Freak.
The stirrings in your heart may simply be the aching pride of a creator who finally sees his dream achieved, or it may be something more.
I've made robots for sex. I can die happy.
This particular robot, I want to fuck this particular. Do you obtain one of the companion bots for yourself? They represent some of your best work when it comes to robots designed for companionship. Patent pending has always been more designed to be a little more childlike.
Oh god.
So
I just read the options.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we could get a female companion bot, a male companion bot. We could take several, or we could take none. He does need a daddy.
I think he needs several.
I think
daddies.
that he's gonna be very confused by having a robot daddy that you have sex with.
Are you against polygamous relationships, you bigot?
Okay, well, do we want one daddy or several daddies?
I think we either need to take a bunch or take none. I don't think one or the other.
Why not? What's wrong with being robot monogamous? Robot monogamous. Say it.
Autonomous. I'm gonna say we take several.
Okay.
I want to see how that works out.
All right, let's.
No one's buying them anyway. Fuck it.
Yeah, no, like this is just.
We got a surplus.
We got to do something with the stock. You cast your eye over the whole warehouse. Why not Indeed? Any of these could be yours. They already are. You claim for yourself as many robots as will fit in your apartment.
I didn't say that many down.
What you do with them is entirely your business and the subject of an entirely different kind of story.
That we're not going to read in this one, I'm sure.
But with so many companion robots lavishing attention on you, you find yourself not particularly forming an attachment with any one of them.
That's the point.
2 years into the war, with the help of your robots, American forces launch an assault from India across the Himalayas to take Tibet.
Oh my god, we took Tibet.
Oh no, too many proxy wars. Having always assumed the mountains provided a natural border against enemies, the Chinese were unprepared for robots, immune to the cold and indifferent to low oxygen, to come swarming out of the mountains.
That's right.
Your robots are careful not to disturb any of the shrines and holy places of the region as they steadily capture it.
Thanks for deciding for us.
What?
Whatever.
Do you want to destroy?
No, but I'm saying it would have been better for the story to present that as an option. Like, it's faster to just go through the shrines, or do you want to take a bit of time? Like, that would have been a difficult choice, I think.
Maybe this is another thing where the points come in, because we have so much grace, we don't destroy things. The unexpected attack from the West forces China to divide its forces, and its presence along the Pacific is weakened.
Yeah.
A few days later, while you're in your office looking over some designs for new fighting robots, you get a call from Mark on your smartphone. The video is quite high resolution. You can see the bags under his eyes and the beard stubble with high fidelity. I'm writing a story about Chinese soldiers about a Chinese soldier who was killed by one of your company's robots, Mark says. His name's Bao Li, and he was going to be a science fiction novelist until he was conscripted for the military. The precision of the bullet holes in his face and body suggest it was a U.S. robot's robot that killed him. Do you have any comment? Send me the article. I'll express my condolences. U.S. robots is proud to serve our country, or no comment.
No matter what we say, this guy will fuck us over. This is what he did last time. Like, no matter what we do,
can still offer our condolences.
Because then it'll, like, say... Then he'll spin it to say, U.S. robots faltering on the commitment to the war effort or some shit. No matter what we do, so it's better to say nothing than to give him more ammunition. We don't want the military to be like, what are you doing?
Improve our relationship with Mark. That's how I have to think about this.
Mark can eat 5 dicks in a row, repeatedly.
Okay. Well, it sounds like I think Slime Beast and Abysmii are against me on this one. So yes.
I heard a soldier conscripted to kill us was killed by us instead. And yeah, like, it's... war's bad. Yeah, I know. How do you feel about that? War's bad. It's stupid.
You are some cold, unfeeling people that have an army of sex robots available to you.
Are naive.
Okay, fine. No comment.
Lack PR skills.
No comment.
Bitches.
You hang up. You're done talking to Mark.
Hell yes.
Improving your relationship with Mark, because it might be useful in the future.
For what? He's a journalist. When have they ever done this?
You awaken one morning and tune halfway through news live streams to find the war is over. China has surrendered. The date is August 17th, 2029.
That's right.
You try to get from the context of the commentator's remarks exactly how it happened. Terrible price is a phrase that you hear. The commentators are generally upbeat about the end of the war, but occasionally request a moment of silence for the people of Shanghai, Shenzhen, Nanjing, and Beijing. The internet is full of videos posted from a distance of the mushroom clouds over Beijing and Shenzhen.
We nuked them? I thought we had giant mecha robots.
Oh yeah, what the hell? Irreverent comment threads stretch on forever beneath each video. You can tell that to many people, the nuclear devastation of China is not quite real. You are not entirely sure it is real to you. You check your classified email address and find the following note. Congrats, kid. It was your robots that delivered the payloads. They did what they were told, like champs.
Ziegler. To be fair, we were told by Tammy that you don't know what they're gonna do. I just don't think that nuclear bombs were necessary.
They weren't.
Okay.
Over 4 cities? That is excessive, too.
Like, this is like, we're gonna just repeat World War II. Why? We're not dumb. We're certainly imperialistic and impetuous, but we're not stupid.
Dude, if we nuke China, they'd nuke the shit out of us. Like,
also, that fallout's gonna just come over the sea to us.
Yeah, like, they wouldn't just surrender.
The military, like, they're not that fucking dumb. Whatever. Keep going. I have problems with this writing, but so far it's good.
I have problems with this writing, but I think it's good writing.
So far it's good.
Okay. President Irons admits in a press conference that she authorized the American robots mission. China posed an existential threat to the United States, she said. America needed a president who could make the rational move.
You can blame me for the death of millions if you like, but let it never be said I was weak. She turns her back on the shouting reporters and leaves the press conference, having no further comment. China surrenders. Stinky Hillary wouldn't have done it.
I did not have sex with that robot.
We all know you did. Everyone did.
In the ensuing truce, Tibet becomes an autonomous country and Taiwan becomes a new capital of China.
Holy shit.
Democratic elections are held for the first time, though to the disappointment of many in the US, the Chinese Communist Party wins by a landslide. With your major competition in China gone, your business's valuation surges.
Fuck yeah.
Plus 3 to wealth, you will go down in history for your for your role in how the war ended. Plus 2 to fame. Or infamy.
Wow. Well, okay, I think this is still a bonus because at the end of a war, we made a shit ton of money, we made famous robots, and we made sex bots.
Yeah.
So I think we're out on top here.
While we were making sex bots, the US was nuking China. And getting away with it. Okay. You are invited to the White House to be presented with an award for your contribution to the war. President Irons gives a speech on the White House lawn behind a podium decorated with America's bald eagle, arrows in one talon, and an olive branch in the other.
Symbolism.
You're reminded that you heard somewhere that the bald eagle is actually a thief who steals other birds' fish, and wonder who thought it was a good idea for a national bird.
John Adams.
Shut up. Perhaps the national bird.
Oh yes, we know. Ben
Perhaps
Franklin said
if
that.
the national bird were turkey, as Ben Franklin suggested, it would be a different kind of nation. Small choices can add up after all. This is the sort of thing you think as President Irons delivers a speech about the importance of defending one's nation in the time of crisis. She looks much older now. A streak of white runs through her hair.
Well, that's just being president.
It is time for you and the other scientists to approach the podium. One by one, each scientist shakes hands with the president, and a photographer with a double-lens 3D camera takes a picture. Plus 2 to fame. When it's your turn, President Irons does not give any hint that she recognizes you.
Fuck you.
But you are surprised to find that when she shakes your hand, she passes you a coin in the handshake. You have vaguely heard of this. It is a tradition going back to World War I for scientists.
World War II.
For scientists, that's a 2. And soldiers to sometimes be awarded with commemorative coins for their service. You open your palm. The gold coin bears an engraving of a robotic bald eagle. Read it.
Mors tua vita mea. Your death,
my life.
My life? Yeah, reads the inscription of the
wow.
eagle. Your death, my life.
Oh, gosh.
Ugh. Ugh.
Okay, well. This is we nuke China.
We nuke China. I hope we're almost done, because we're almost coming on an hour here.
Yeah, I think we're almost to the end of this, the World War chapter. Your nation thanks you, President Irons says absently.
So Slime Beast has a point. I do feel like we're losing a lot of control over what our character does here. A lot of the stuff's just being decided. Well,
we made a lot of choices about how the character, like, this designs for the character and what we're gonna do in the meantime. And I feel like those values, what they affect the story. But I'd have to play it multiple times through to see if that's really true. I mean, we don't really know.
Yeah.
Up close, you can tell she's distracted by the various communication
Use
feeds
coin and vending machine.
in the internet-enabled monocle. Okay, so you're gonna throw the coin at her, keep the coin, or have the coin mounted. Are we ashamed of the coin? Are we? I don't care. Let's just keep the coin.
Let's just keep it in our pocket.
Just throw the coin in her face in front of everyone. That'd be kind of messed up.
Where's used coin and vending machine?
Yeah, they didn't have that for an option.
Slime Beast made a good
We
point.
didn't make enough vending machine robots. Otherwise, that would be available. You find it difficult to talk about your experiences in the war. There are people who would call you a murderer. Others would call you a hero. Neither fully understands, and you feel the weight of both titles.
A hero or a murderer.
What?
Murderer and a hero.
Gold is heavy and cold. When you see a commercial on the web advertising the latest sugary drink or a hero's summer hit about teens wanting to get it on, you sometimes wonder whether you inhabit the same world as your fellow Americans. As I'm screwing my 5 robots as well, who seem to live in an alternate universe that is more lighthearted and shallow, but then you feel the coin in your pocket and you know this is the same world, and you bear that cold, heavy weight so that they don't have to. The shallow Americans around you are a testament to your success because you have protected them from the shadow of death. Now the war is over. What will you do? What are we going to do with ourselves now that we're super guilty about nuking China?
Okay, so this is actually a really, really, really big decision. This is requiring like max stats. So we're going to cut it here.
Have? Okay.
We're going to cut it
here.
Yeah,
but like...
We'll resume this next time.
Okay.
It's going to save our place. So we just did an hour. So this is a good time to cut it off. And we will resume. And like the next big chapter is going to start.
We could put on a play with our robots and then have sex with them during the play. It'd be great.
Like burlesque shows? No. More than that.
Yeah, well, cabaret.
Cabaret? I forget. What's the really, really sexy one? Okay, thank you everybody for showing up. It's always really fun to do this with you guys and to make this an interactive experience.
I'm liking this story more and more, and I'm glad. It's nice to have audience participation.
Yeah. I like this story. I do have some problems with its writing and its direction and its gameplay, which is just choosing options, but you know what I mean? Game mechanisms. So, but yeah, we're gonna pick this up soon again. Maybe even next week if we have time, like on a weeknight. Thank you everyone who joined. For those of you that couldn't join, sorry. I know we did this kind of last minute, but you know, basically we just try to get enough content out to keep you guys satisfied once a month. I am rambling.
Well,
so
we also enjoy doing this.
We do love doing this, and we have other episodes planned that are not just live streams. We're always working on stuff, so there will be more in the future. Thank you, everybody. If you have any suggestions, as usual, please leave them in the comments below or contact me on Twitter at Abysmii, Abysmii. And you know how to turn this off?
Not a clue. What do I do?
Oh, this is going to be awkward. I'm going to reach over. Oh, no. Oh, no. Good night, everybody.
Night.